Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter. Thank you for tuning into our channel, Goldilocks Global Banking News. Everybody knows that Goldilocks is the number one source for the RVGCR. People from around the world tune in to see what Goldilocks is sharing on the RVGCR. Don't miss your chance and get your latest updates every day. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel to get your daily podcast from the Goldilocks articles on the RVGCR. Brought to you by Freedom Fighter. Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter, and welcome to Goldilocks Global Banking News. I am your host. Beautiful folks. What now Iraq is doing, many of you are aware of what President Trump is saying about Iraq during this time regarding Iraq's political environment. This is not stopping Iraq from doing what they need to do in order to prepare the citizens and prepare the world for the revaluation of the Iraqi dinar. Goldilocks is sharing today directly from the CBI. Again, a new update on what they're doing in preparation for the strengthening of the Iraqi dinar. Also, what Vietnam is doing. Also, Goldilocks is sharing what's happening with the global markets, which encompass all currencies as well. Let's jump right into what Goldilocks is sharing today. Directly from the CBI, again, directly from the Central Bank of Iraq, led by Governor Ali Muhsin Alak, signed an agreement, a memorandum of understanding with the national media network in Iraq for a campaign to inform their citizens of Iraq of what they're doing for the banking sector and for the dinar to increase the confidence of the citizens of Iraq in the banking system and the Iraqi dinar. This is a signed joint agreement with the media to expand institutional cooperation and integration. This is what they're doing. This is their words. To spotlight the Iraqi banking sector and monetary policy, boost financial awareness amongst the citizens of Iraq in the banking sector, in the dinar, and to strengthen public confidence in Iraq's financial and banking system and the Iraqi dinar. The governor of the central bank emphasized the national media's pivotal role in shaping community awareness of their citizens, regulating messaging to preserve trust between state institutions in Iraq and the Iraqi citizens, and countering inaccurate foreign perceptions of Iraq's economy and the Iraqi dinar. So you mean to tell me the Central Bank of Iraq, they want to correct the inaccurate perceptions in the dinar? And he continues by stating, the media reports, while highlighting the Central Bank of Iraq's success in curbing inflation, supporting banking, housing, and an industry of economic stability and sustainable development. Folks, they are trying to increase the confidence of their citizens and increase the confidence of the world. Increasing the confidence in the Iraqi dinar, increasing the confidence of what they're doing to prepare the dinar for the international stage. The media, the national media network, and the name of it is the Iraqi Media Network, headed by Kareem Hamadi. Hamadi praised the initiative, affirming the network's, meaning the media network's commitment, the National Media Network's commitment to backing the Iraqi banking sector programs across platforms to elevate financial literacy, project a positive image of Iraq's banking institutions, and recognize the Central Bank of Iraq and its efforts in advancing the dinar and the financial stability of it. Folks, this reminds me of the conference call that myself, Goldilocks, and D had about a year ago with the Central Bank of Iraq. And then they were telling us that they were doing media campaigns to inform their citizens on their efforts. Now here we are, they're ramping it up again. Goldilocks continues by stating this agreement between the Central Bank of Iraq and the national media, it aligns with the central bank's strategy to forge stronger partnerships with the national media for the public good and consolidated trust in Iraq's banking sector and Iraqi dinar. Educating a country's citizens is essential, ladies and gentlemen, to appreciating and thereby maintaining the value of the dinar. Financial literacy helps people understand factors like inflation control. The United States, President Trump and the Fed now talking about what? Inflation. Iraq doing the same thing regarding their monetary policy, their fiscal responsibility, and economic stability of the Iraqi dinar that underpin the dinar's purchasing power and exchange rate. See, folks, the confidence in a currency is essential in the increasing the value or not of a country's currency as well. As this states, when citizens grasps these concepts through media campaigns, education, or initiatives like the Central Bank of Iraq's signed agreement now with the media, the citizens are less prone to panic behaviors. They're less prone to hoarding foreign currency. They're less prone to hoarding dinars under their mattresses during what are called rumors. This is more likely to trust. It's more likely for the citizens to trust the Iraqi banking system and deposit local currency, local dinars, into the banks. And it's better to equip and support the policies of the central bank. See, folks, low financial awareness can fuel instability. So if the citizens are not aware and they're not confident in the dinar and in the banking system, they don't put their dinars into the banking system. Now, Iraq has done a masterful job in media campaigns. They've shared that with us directly, Goldilocks, myself, and Dee. But it's very apparent that they're not finished yet. See, low confidence of a country in their currency doesn't increase the confidence of that currency around the world, which is needed for investors. But informed citizens, confident citizens of a country like Iraq, it reinforces strength in the dinar by aligning behaviors with the people, from the people, with sound economic principles. So what we see is that the central bank is trying to align their reforms, their successes, and with the dinar, and the confidence with the people and the citizens to continuously put their dinars into the banking system, the new digital banking system, This strengthens the dinar. And by strengthening the dinar within their own country, it strengthens the confidence in the dinar around the world. These are steps that Iraq is taking in order to also, speaking of confidence, to increase the confidence of the World Trade Organization in Iraq. When you see that we've shared over about 2 weeks ago, as most recent, what Iraq has been doing in order to get these illegal dinars off of the street, isn't that showing you that there's been a lack of confidence in many of the people in the dinar? But don't worry. The Central Bank of Iraq is pushing through nonetheless, because they have an agenda, they have a purpose with the dinar to go international. Then Goldilocks is sharing with Vietnam, where Vietnam, as of this month, has launched a formal pilot program for licensing, meaning legalizing, mass cryptocurrency and currency exchange locations within Vietnam. This states that it marks a shift from years of regulatory weakness now to structured oversight. Under government resolution in Vietnam 5-2025, its related decisions on securing and beginning to accept new licenses for new exchange locations within Vietnam as of January the 20th this year. This 5-year pilot that they initiated, it allows a number of licensed platforms to operate crypto and paper currency trading like they've never done before. A key feature Goldilocks is sharing is that all trading, issuance, and settlement activities must be exclusively in the Vietnamese dong. I am going to repeat that. Now, exclusively in the Vietnamese dong, trading within their banking systems, settlement of all activities must exclusively be in the Vietnamese dong now. Do you not know, folks, what that will eventually do to the value of the Vietnamese dong? See, this is where the dong will be utilized even more so now. The demand will go up even more so now. This mandates that the dong will be on and off ramps, meaning used exclusively. It prohibits fiat-backed stablecoins. Every transaction must be in the dong. Now, law. For the Vietnamese dong exchange rates going forward, this development is largely stabilizing and protecting the dong rather than disrupting it. This is a positive step Goldilocks is sharing towards the stability of the dong by requiring exclusively all transactions, think billions daily, must be now in the Vietnamese dong. Ladies and gentlemen, before it was largely in US dollar. This creates, Goldilocks is sharing, this creates pressure on the Vietnamese dong, upward pressure on the dong and its rate. The long-term outlook is also very successful, short and long-term. And what Goldilocks is stating is that overall, this cautious approach prioritizes monetary sovereignty for Vietnam and financial stability for the Vietnamese dong, reinforcing any challenges that the Vietnamese dong may face things are expected to change, Goldilocks is stating, in the very near future for the Vietnamese Dong. So here we have Iraq. Media campaigns, they're ramping up to gain confidence of their citizens in the world for the Iraqi dinar. Vietnam, exclusively transactions in the Vietnamese dong. And now Goldilocks is stating when you have the Commodities and Future Trade Commission, whereby all currencies will be backed by commodities, and the CFTC just issued a final rule which goes into effect January the 29th, today. Revisions on swap document requirements and its participants going into the Federal Register, and these swaps are foreign currency exchanges as a part of it. This new revision taking place includes those surrounding heavily influenced digital assets, technology, and regulatory updates. You think this is any coincidence? Now that digital assets, Crypto Clarity Act and Genius Act and all these different digital assets are now being on the table for the president to eventually most likely sign into law. These revisions to which will include foreign currency transactions, they don't alter directly foreign currency exchange protocols, but they affect them indirectly. They absolutely include foreign currency exchanges. The Commodities Future Trade Commission and the Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, they have jointly marked a key step in the Trump administration's pro-crypto agenda to position the United States as the crypto capital of the world. Folks, if you are in fear of cryptocurrency, just know there's a reason why President Trump said that the U.S. will be the crypto capital of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, cryptocurrencies are going to be backing our physical paper currencies for the RV. See, historically, the SEC, which regulates securities such as which currencies are a part of, the SEC and the CFTC, which oversee commodities and derivatives, they have overlapping yet unclear jurisdiction over digital assets. But what's happening is because of the president and his initiatives. The SEC and the Commodities Future Trade Commission are joining alliances. Under the current leadership, both appointees of both agencies are now in alignment with President Trump's vision. Currency revaluation is likely to be a priority of a potential second Trump administration, large in part due to the trade deficit, the weakening of the dollar. You see how this all comes back to what the Trump administration is doing and what the president is doing related to currency revaluation? It's unfolding in the way in which the president has aligned it to. So when you have these agencies, the Commodities Future Trade Commission, the Securities and Exchange Commission, which currencies are under. When you have Vietnam, now stating only the dong can be utilized in transactions. You have Iraq, media campaigns that they're ramping up to strengthen people's confidence in the dinar. Everything is connected to everything. No coincidences at all. If you pause, beautiful people, just pause for a moment. As we are waiting for a global currency reset, I would encourage you to reset your thinking. Breathe a little bit. Pause for a moment. And enjoy the process of the global currency reset. I would encourage you to embrace the process. But you first have to know what it is. The process is being shown to you every single day. Goldilocks is showing it every single day. I would encourage each and every one of you to just pump the brakes and embrace the blessing that God is presenting before you. Trust the process. It's not just a cliche term. Ladies and gentlemen, the RVGCR is in process. I know many of you just want to get to the end. I truly understand. But the process is showing you that the end is in sight. But if you want to wait, that's okay. But when you have an understanding of the process, the ending in sight is not far away from you, but it gets closer. When you're not understanding or do not care about the process, the end seems so far away. It seems like it's the end result of the RV is aloof and it's escaping you. It's because you don't have your sights set on the right target. The target is the process, not the end. I hope I help you to reset your thinking. Because folks, you want to be healthy when you reach the end. You don't want to get to the end of the RV when it occurs and you're sick from stress and depression because you weren't focused on the process. We love you, folks. Be well, be kind.
Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter. Thank you for tuning into our channel, Goldilocks Global Banking News. Everybody knows that Goldilocks is the #1 source for the RVGCR. People from around the world tune in to see what Goldilocks is sharing on the RVGCR. Don't miss your chance and get your latest updates every day. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel to get your daily podcast from the Goldilocks articles on the RVGCR. Brought to you by Freedom Fighter.